Well, here it goes. I'm going to live test my realistic resources mod. Everything else is in. And all they've had their mod changes. There's another one here. Shoot. It's called KNG Lights. I'm going to try to add these. I tried to unpack KNG Lights. They're like color lights and stuff, and couldn't do it. Broke the game. But it still might work. And we're going to load up some stuff and find out if we can I hope my resource mod works. Well, not really much to listen to, but I'm having a snack. Finally relaxing in this game. Oh yeah, I gotta change that too because I'm gonna actually play some of the game aspect. I'm gonna talk about that in a minute. Now, my mod broke my scenario for Mars after I got done with Europa. So what I did was at the end of the scenario well, this might help to get this mic over here. What I did was I I made up another game because it wasn't crashing the game, but it did have more issues. And I think I got them all. I'm thinking I want to make an endgame provision to do this ceramic mod for Mars. So I'm going to work on that before I release the mod. But anyway, these strawberries are freaking good. Those are mods I've got in there. Resource cabling, some stuff, batteries, mine, better HUD imaging, Discardable inventory. Not quite sure how that's going to work yet. The lights. Mr. Monochrom's version of Botanist Revamp with my change in. It wasn't much of a change really, just to make it easier to build or look better. And barrel storage racks, and I gotta check that medium storage rack. We're gonna check the storage racks for some serious issues. So we'll go into the editor. Let's get some music going here. Alright, so I'm thinking just do the basic stuff because I gotta check my mod anyway. Hopefully the cable lands right, which I don't know if I can pick that up. See, it's buried underground right there. Maybe we can get it up off the ground. Oh wow, that thing's huge. Yeah, let's try that. I haven't tried doing that yet. Okay, let's see if we can find. We got a bunch of stuff to test. If one works, they probably all will. I should grab that small refinery too and just take a look at it, I guess. That's a hydroponics station. I don't know. Basic printer. So much stuff, I'm telling you. It's a great sim. New botanist. It is uncovered right there. Oh god, did I just add it? Oh, it's not adding. Shit. Oh, it's there, but I can't see it. Great, it fucking moved everything. Pardon my French. Oh, I can't add that. Let's put in there's the lights. Ooh, nice. Into the storage racks. What? That's not right because I've had those working before. Something's interfering with something. And there's a mod that's interfering with another mod. That's not right, that needs to be fixed. So there's a mod that's causing an issue. So, I don't know what's going on there. But I'm going to check my refineries. Alright, got that. The batteries. Just out of curiosity, I'm going to try to load up the battery. I have not tried to load. These are all resource stuff. I think I tried to load this stuff in before and I think it worked. Those are wall hubs. Battery hub. Let's try this battery hub. That works. Okay. Let's try here's a splitter, combiner, resource cable. Oh, they don't have. Oh, there's a resource barrel socketed. Resource socket. Resource barrel. Resource socket. What is that? Now I'm guessing, this is a big guess here. God damn it, hold still. This is what I'm hoping for. We have if I can find maybe they're around here somewhere. They showed up too. So here's the deal with my scenario. I mean, I could build a rover, but what if it dies? That's a resource tank. We're thinking big. I don't know, is that it? I don't know what the freaking times are in this game. What the hell is this, all nighttime or something? Now, instead of running it from here, I want to run it from the scenario, because what if I want to save it or something and check something out? Okay, I got that. Quit the main menu. I want to see that loads up, you know. At least this tells me if the mods work. I got all the mods in there at once, so, you know. Does this have power? Huh. That's strange. They're like forever battery operated type deals. Let's put this bad boy over here somewhere. Figure out where the power connector is on that thing. So these things popped out here. Now see, this is a resource cable. It's blue. Oh, I didn't put a barrel out here. Now this is a resource. Does that use power? Let's go see if I can lift this puppy up here. Yeah. Alright. That has to be built. That can be built on a platform. There's the small one here. That's the little guy. It's green. Let's see whatever gets hooked up here first here. Now when we, let's see, wait, let me just drop this music a little bit here. When we run our when we run Mars missions, we start off with this little guy, and when we run the Europa missions, we have to use the large container because we have to make a alloy that's a ceramic type of an alloy. In order to do that, it has to have 3 inputs. There's just no way around it. That's the basic chemical workings of how to make that ceramic. And it's somewhat complicated. So I'm going to provide the new person with a tank of oxygen. He's got to figure out what to do with it. Ceramic bits, not the ceramic, but the ceramic bits, only 120 or 100, enough to get the drilling operation started. And I'm probably going to do a run through of that scenario. So it has to have the large one. This one here does not use quite as complicated of methods of stuff. Now the Europa stuff, except for the actual mining operation shows up here. There's nothing I can do about that. Everything's going to show up on the same the formula is going to show up on the same machine. So but what I've done is I've named them all Europa so that you know that you cannot do any of these processes. And the same with the Mars, and I've changed those names a lot better. So that's all Mars. You can't do any of, well, this is Mars, but on Europa you can't. Some of this stuff will show up on Europa, some of it doesn't. I can't figure it out. It's weird. I made some nice changes to getting this stuff with the batteries. Some of it applies, some of it doesn't, like, you know. It's streamlined such that the A, B's, and C's have to do with the trace, looking for the trace elements. The same with up here for the rock. This is all trace. So it starts out with, it gives you a trace element, a trace material. So in other words, like, I'm only getting so much magnesium oxide and iron out of all of that soil. But there's other things that I can get out of it, but I only have a small machine. So I take what's left over and I can put it in here. Oh, that's a what is that? This also gives there's magnesium oxide in both of them, but one has sulfur trioxide output, and it can only be used near pyrite areas. Same way with this. There are stipulations to where you can mine for these materials because of the amounts that you get. In other words, you're not supposed to cheat, and that's why we have the rover. So then you have, you've got the rock trace as an input, and the same thing with that pyrite, because those levels are higher. The calcium, the sulfur dioxide, or silicon dioxide, I guess. Well, that's anywhere. Some of those can be done anywhere. The first one, you've got to use some water to pick up some sodium oxide, and then you take the sodium oxide and you convert it into sodium hydroxide with water. That's the drilling component for all of your drilling operations. All of the rock drilling operations use sodium hydroxide. You cannot refine anything without it. And the same with all of the soil. You've got to have sodium hydroxide. So what we do is we use a little bit of water to get the sodium hydroxide first, and then on the first soil extraction we always get we only use this once, and then the rest of it we use sodium hydroxide. We get 2 sodium oxide for every 2 sodium. We get 2 sodium oxide for every 2 sodium hydroxide. When you convert the sodium oxide over, you get twice as much material. So what you do is you split the sodium hydroxide in half. You use half of it for other materials, and the other half you use to go back to Mars Soil 1 and pick up more sodium oxide. That way you never run out of drilling stuff. And this particular process gets you the badly needed iron oxide. And it even picks up some nickel there too, I guess. So that's the story of how to get started on Mars. And then there's all these other good stuff. We can split water, but it's very inefficient. There's splitting of the compounds. You have to split some of these to get magnesium, aluminum. The aluminum oxide is the one that is used first. You collect your, you start with the soil, You get your sodium oxide, you get your sodium hydroxide, then you do this run. That's your first half, and then the second half you can pick whatever you want. You can pick, there's a lot to choose from. So what I do is do things in order. I'll do this first and get enough of silicon dioxide, aluminum, and iron in order to start building. The first thing that you need to do, though, is you need to pick up the aluminum oxide. Now, I thought... I guess the only aluminum oxide that we get is... we get it here in Mars soil, too. And so, to split that, it gets a little complicated, but to split that, you've got to have carbon. So we look down the list and we look for aluminum oxide. We see it requires carbon. Well, we're not collecting any carbon. The only place we collect carbon is from the atmosphere, which is here. Now, I couldn't go through all of this process because I didn't have enough time. I was short 2 oxygen bottles. So I added 9 or 10 more oxygen bottles to see if the person could go through this without having to use any of the unlocked stuff. And I'll show you what I mean by that, because if we look at the bottom of this list, we'll see the recycling of the liquid waste, human waste, and whatever. There's the stuff that's locked. Now, there's split hydrazine. There's fiber, which can be split to get methane. The archaea, which is needed for archaea brine, actually, which is needed for the food, for the grow beds. These converters are just to make the game compatible with some other mods. When the supply drops come in, they come in with aluminium, not aluminum. So I've got converters for both of those. And the iron to the iron low grade was put in there for Europa to make it easier. You wouldn't want to convert your iron here to low grade, because I mean you only need 10 units really. You could do it, I suppose. It's better to mine everything and save this stuff. I still have to work with the fertile soils. No, I don't see the chlorine. There's a phosphorus pentoxide that we get. That's a rare trace element. Let me see if we pick that up here, just to make sure. Potassium oxide, iron oxide. I pick up the iron oxide in a few of the things. See, the main stuff is at the top. Here we're getting olivine. That's a higher iron content. Potassium oxide. HKO. I don't see it in there. I may have forgotten that one. See, all these things, even the battery, you can do, well, you could do with some of this. There's a low-grade iron. You can do everything to build the printer, the first printer, with the small factory. That's how I designed this. However, to do the grow beds, you've got to have the large factory. That's why it's not included here. I'm missing phosphorus pentoxide. Hydrazine fiber. Something's... Oh, I know why it's missing. It might be on the big machine. It's on the big machine. That's why it's missing. That's the chlorine. I think it's the D-water. I think I added D-water in this one too. I hate that when he does that. You have to jerk him ahead a little to stop him from moving. So a lot of the basic stuff, there's the low-grade iron. You convert it to an alloy, you've got to have nickel in the end and some aluminum and some stuff. And when you get done, it gives you an alloy plus 3 parts nickel, with a 7-part alloy, 3 parts nickel, and it will give you 10 units of iron. So you're saving 30% of iron right here. Now, that's not showing up. I'm not 100% sure why that's not showing up. That's to build the that's to make the ceramic. Now is that there's a ton of synthesis stuff. So I'm looking down at my list here. New aluminum iron. Why would it even show up? Because it's 3 inputs. Oh, there's a mistake there. I've got one little mistake in that, I think. Okay, so that's interesting. So I found that little error. That'll show up later, but you can't use it. No, but there is some things here, like there is the drilling platform, the drilling process you can't use, but to make the ceramic, You can't make the ceramic here. It won't show up. It looks like I've got all the battery, ABBC, VBB. So I got all the battery stuff can be made with this small unit right here. That's pretty cool. They make the Epsom salts. There's glass, plastic, fabric. I did the fly ash, made the fly ash a lot simpler. And to create aggregate there, I had problems with spelling with the soil waste and all that. I got that all solved. Recombine aluminum. Okay. Recombine soil waste. Here it goes with this movement thing again. De-water. These are all recombines. It's all there. So I'm very happy with that. Let's grab this. And we'll hook this up to the big one here. All the drilling, but everything's going to show up here now. Most of the drilling stuff I did with, like here's the later ones, those require 5 outputs. You get a lot of stuff there. And there's the phosphorus pentoxide right there. It's on the output of the large machine. And see, that all uses sodium hydroxide, except for these guys. Is that missing? Wait a minute, let me look at this. Oh, whoa, wait a minute. You see, what this sodium hydroxide does is I think I'm using this more than once. It should be used at the beginning to do the Mars rock. Wherever there's Mars rock. But right here, okay, there's none. There's none. And there's none. That's correct. Now do the Mars soil. Except for that one. Oh, that's an error. There's 2 errors. That one has to be removed. See, on these we're not drilling. We already have the material. So there's a total of 2 errors so far. There's that one and that new aluminum thing. He's kneeling. And we should see, there's the chlorine. This was more for the Europa, really. You don't need chlorine here, but on Europa, Europa's more of a salt-based type of land. So this unlocks a crap load. Well, not really a crap load, because he really doesn't get that much iron. But there's some storage, so he can use, whatever he feels like he needs. 30 chlorine is enough to get him started with the drilling. And he's only got 50 bits, so he's got to figure out, there's one for one methanol to get the ceramic, which is like I don't even know if those conversions are in here. Yeah, they're in here. So like the methylamine has the methanol requirement. So you see, even in here, he could make all of this stuff except for the fact that he can't get access to in the very end. Where is it? In order to make the methylamine, he's got to have what's called alum silicate. And I do not have that process in the Mars setup yet. So there could be an end game where this is created and he can build everything. He can convert the iron to ceramic. So he makes the ceramic. It's a 1 to 10. And then down here, these are all of the... That's still not there. Yeah, I know why that's not there. I know that error. I know what that error is. These are the improved alloys for iron and aluminum. So this is for the small unit, which gives a 30% savings of iron, and this one gives a 50% savings. But it uses materials to do it, so we can make lasers, and you still have to have the alum silicate and argon. And there's really not a lot of argon, but the lasers don't take that much. Pycretes for modular construction foundation, which... Now here's all the... If you go to... Here, this is the only step where it's a synthesized fertilizer. It's where you make methanol. It requires those items to make 1 methanol. Now, if I had 1 methanol, like let's pretend I was on the other planet, moon, I could make 1 methylamine, because that's all it takes. Okay, so I get 1 methylamine, and the rest of the stuff only requires silicon and chlorine. Boron, not a lot, but, well, it does, and I did include it in there somehow. I gotta figure that too. It's a 2-step process, but in the end it makes the ceramic, and the new alum iron is 5 units of iron and 5 units of aluminum for every 1 unit of ceramic. So there's a fairly good return for, usage of materials. I think it's freaking awesome. And so what we do now down here, we grow the methanol, we grow the solid waste, which feeds back into the micronutrient, which feeds back into your micronutes. And that's used in growing your solid waste. So there's a feedback loop there. You could have more micronutes for to make methane and more solid waste. Where's the... I guess the micronutrients are the really heavy, crappy stuff. So here we got liquid waste, and I added this in so we could get access to more phosphorus and some other stuff. And we can supplant that with our daily extrusion of stuff. Formic acid is grown here. That's the food for the archaea. More formic acid is grown. And then you get to archaea brine, which is the dried archaea. So you've got a fair amount of fertilizer that you're going to have. Formic acid, some nutrients. And but only 10 archaea brine is 100 archaea. Now, the archaea is what's used to grow your waste beds. So back down here, you've got 6 archaea for 2 archaea brine. So if you multiply that by 5, yeah, 5. You're using up 30 archaea to develop 10 archaea brine, which is your dusty material. So your net gain is 70 archaea from the brine, and you've got, if I were to multiply that by 5, that's 15 formic acid. It only takes 5 units. So you're really accumulating, and you know, there's 2 or 3 or half a dozen more different processes all combined in this stuff. It's a fucking work of art is what this is that I've created here. So that's all there. Now what we're going to find out is what shows up for those mods over here. Now see how this thing issues. You gotta throw things around sometimes to get them to work. Now, if I click on these mods, the green stuff, the arrow will slow down. Well, that one didn't. Okay, it's not doing it now. That's cool. Now you can see the 3 kilowatt. This is a battery hub. I don't know if that's a real battery or what that is. I think it's a battery. I mean, this is endgame stuff. Like 3 kilowatts, that's a crap load, okay? But it uses 3 batteries to make it. And to make batteries is not easy. You gotta go through a crap load of processing just to make one battery. And it looks like it uses quite a bit of argon. But that's just 1 unit, see? So, and as you get things bigger, you can add more stuff. And this game could be used for multiplayer, I think. Like 1 person or something. So I got silicon dioxide in there because silicon dioxide doesn't fit. Glass is another unit. It requires boron to fabricate it. There's these lights. They don't have a requirement. They're just free lights. That one's fabric. See, that requires 10 units of gas. I changed something here. I think I put argon in here. All the lights run on argon. There are different phases, different values of it. Now see, there's the water thing. That one slows down your mouse. So if you click on another item, it will speed up again. So that's cool. Now it says we can build this. I wonder where I want to try that resource cable to the barrel. I think I tried it once. Oh, resource cable? Let me just do that while I'm thinking of it. So, you can see where this cable's black in color. That's your power cable. So over here, these guys looks like. I've never used this. Oh, that's a shorter cable. So this is your power end. So this would go... Right, so what we got to do here is we got to have what's called these resource sockets. I'm guessing. This is how I'm guessing how this works. So we take this resource socket and we'll put it in here. I've never tried this. This is the first time. And then connect this to here. And it works. And we grab this end. And oh, I can't put it in there because I have to have another resource socket. However, we've got a 3D printer over here. That I managed to throw in. Now when it says obstructed, that means the item's right there. That thing's, the Creative Printer is really good for mod testing and stuff. Put that in there. And it's connected. Now is that awesome? Look at that. Now that's what I call an empty tank. Oh god, 9,500 units. That is a shitload. But this is like endgame stuff. So that works. That's pretty cool. I don't know if you can put a barrel. Oh, you know what we could try, I think? It's a socketed barrel. It won't let me fill it with something. We could make... I have an idea. Let's grab this. There's something I want to try here. We can use any resource. So what we'll do here is we'll grab. I wanted to look at the rovers because I don't know anything about. There's a buggy. Ah, so you can't make rovers. Why not? Why can't I make a rover? If I can make a big ass truck, I should be able to make a rover. So that's something I gotta look up, I think. Either that or provide them in the game. If I provide them in the game, they're gonna run out of battery. Unless they have the RTG unit. We're gonna study that and when we play that game. While that thing's filling up, let's go play with these lights here. They're not very powerful. Are they 360 degree? See, I did red and blue to see if it would come up purple in the middle or something. Kind of neat looking. Alright, so what I want to do is I want to grab this. Roll down. That's a socketed barrel. Oh, it's on the top. Is it empty? It's on the top of the barrel, that connector. That's the first time I've ever seen that. It transferred those units. Now this, yeah, but I don't understand. That resource barrel is something that's already in the game. Why do we have a mod for it? Oh, it's the cable. Well, yeah, it's the cable. That's the mod. In other words, instead of putting the barrel, the little resource barrel on top of these little things here, what he's done, he's added the little resource barrel connector plus these short cables. I'm trying to think of something. That's a factory. There's splitters that you can use in the mod, so that when you're doing this, it will siphon off which ones go to where. That's the battery. See, there's a resource splitter. Resource combiner. I don't know what that does. I think it's like if you got... I don't know how that works. That's how tired it is. Yeah, I gotta almost call it quits and call it a night. I think these mods are good. I've got the clearer mod to read my... Watch your eyes, I'm gonna hit... Well, night vision's not gonna work in the daytime here. Yes, I wanted to look for... What was it that didn't load? Storage racks. There was something else. Oh, there's a problem here. Oh. Shit. I have to load up my other scenario that's got the built whatchamacallit, because they won't show up on that printer. They only show up now. I don't know if they'll show up on this one. I don't know if those rovers show up down here. Rovers. So theoretically the rack should show up. What's that? There's a communications array. I can't build the storage racks because they're not on the printer. What are these? I can't build the storage racks. I forgot what else it was. What was the problem? That New Alum was one of them. Oh God, I forgot what the hell the other one was. I'll show up on here. New Alum. Oh, the rock trace. The soil trace. That's what it was. Those are the two only things I can think of. I'm gonna put that mod out and see if I can repack it. Well, that was quick. The lights are kind of cool. They sort of run on their own free power, I guess. So let me just grab config list, chemistry, Mars. TR3, TR1, TR2, sodium hydroxide right there. Take that out. Soil. There's actually a Marsol TR1, TR1. There's atmosphere, sodium hydroxide. That's all good. And we'll just check Europa for the same thing, because I use in Europa, instead of sodium hydroxide, I use the ceramic bit, but then I use what's called a laser, an argon laser, to take the stuff apart. So this is a little more complicated. I'm just making sure all that stuff's in. That looks really good. Then the other error was in the synth. A very easy error to fix. I can find it here. That one's FEA. Now all I have to do is copy that. Where's Europa? I have tons of backups because it's just better to save it, you know? It's backed up, that realistic resources is saved. Now we add it back in. I wonder if it's because of the resource change I made. The batteries worked. Oh, you know what? Something's not right. They're not. That hydroponics thing's not in the printer. Oh, it's because we don't have the right printer. Let's see here. Let's pack this. I know where my old game scenarios are. Wait a minute, let me think. That's a save game. It may not have all the resources, but it should still show the list. As I recall, I only had one build. The question is, where is it? So the game save scenarios are in a directory called add-ons. There's Mars 1 scenario. Well, that's not the... Isn't it? Flyout C1. That's mine. Mars scale crater. Oh, I had a picture. Anyway, just a minute now. Add-ons. Nope, there's not. Here they are. Here they are right here. Mars Destiny. Version 1. ZZ printer. That might be... Well, let me look at the pictures here. Oh, one of them might have a game save. The question is, which one is it? Let's see, scenarios. Save data. Where's that gonna be? Save data. There isn't any. Objectives, test, Gal Creator, start. Mars, Destiny. QK5. CNC 3D printer. See events, see power. I don't know. If I use one of those scenarios, it'd probably crash. I'd have to build a small one to run the test. Oh. Wait a minute. What's that scenario I was just running? Mods test. You know what I can do? I could start building a printer. I could just build it. I just need to build a small one.
quick would it take for me to do this? This one doesn't work or something. I don't know what the fuck's wrong with it. I never thought of doing this. Wait, do I need... I want to do this because I want to... I'm curious. I can't do it. I can't... By the time I look for the other one, I'd have this one already built, you know what I mean? Just go out here. Does that connect on? I don't think that's right. I think I have to have a wall in there. What the hell is a wall? Glass? I have to have the panel. So you can only put this panel in once. If you don't get it right, you're screwed. I need a... doesn't disconnect. There it goes. Yeah, I'll get in there. I think I gotta take this off. I need an edge or something. I should be able to get that panel on there. Now to do this, I can't remember. Which way this goes. 'Cause you only get one chance to put it in. That's the glass edge, isn't it? Oh, there's a connecting point. There it is, it goes in that way. Now my question is, I think I can power this baby up. I don't know. Oh, shit. Not gonna reach, is it? Yeah, see, it's not lit up. It won't light up until it's all freaking. I don't think. Wait just a minute. Yeah, it's incomplete. Shit. Balls. You can make that. You can make the use glass edges, and it will make it so that it's open on both ends. But you got to orient it in a certain direction in order for it to work right. And I don't remember. See how it's not lit up right there? They only go in a certain way. Now this would be considered a 2 by 2 by 1 because it's only one height, 1 unit high. The windowed edges. Oh, wait just a minute. On the back end, you don't use the windowed edge. There's a way that goes in there on the back end. So you use this edge that doesn't have the window. There's a window on one side. Like that, right there. Is that a corner? What is this? That's a windowed. I'm all done. I could probably use. Shit, I don't know. I may have made a mistake back there. I may have to seal that back end up. Oh, it's upside down. Now with any luck, this shows you things that you can't, that don't show up on the other printer. Namely, I'm hoping the those benches, those storage racks, and the other hydroponic thing, I don't know. See, that's not supposed to have a windowed edge. Okay, I thought of this. This will save me some time. See, this should have been on the other side. See, this is the open part here. And if I'd done that on the other side, I wouldn't have had to put that glass piece in. But now that I've got the panel in there, I can't change it. I think I've got to make all glass and I've got to seal this. Not 100% sure, but we'll find out soon enough. I have to find out about that because that's really important and that's not talked about anywhere. Another corner. As far as building this thing, it would take 10 times as long because it takes time to build, you know, to process stuff. Now I need just gotta have an edge up there. I'll build windowed ones. See, that's gonna have to get sealed. Pretty sure of it. Probably just build another one for the bottom. Wait, actually. Is there a space there? That's strange. So you can build this and have it open on both ends. But should you make an error, just do this. No, supposedly. Let's try it on that and see if that works. We might have to have the stairs in there. I don't remember what I put in there. the will is the way. You don't have to put that on there, I don't think. Oh, there's a part missing up there. See, this edge has... I don't know. I just don't fucking know. See, that doesn't look right, but it works. As I recall. I remember doing this the first time. Let's try it now. Oh, it's got power. Shit. Fuck. Damn. Something's not right. I'm wondering about that space in there. I see. I see what it is. See, that's the glass end. Use that mouse to maneuver them babies. Now that's sealed. That's sealed. See, it's sealed by that glass. This corner, that corner is sealed, but it's got this glass thing on it. Now it's possible that that has to come off. No. See, that's a solid edge. And that's a solid edge up top, and it just looks weird. And I think we're in business here. It is upside down. Oh shit. Oh, I had this problem fucking before. I ran out of oxygen. What the fuck just happened? I wonder if I can't make can't make an oxygen bottle. So we got 4 minutes to test it. Ran into the same problem before. So now we just have to look for that bench. See, those are the things that are too big. Billy got it to work. Is that hydroponics in there? There's one hydroponics. No, there's something wrong with the mods. Yep. I can't build the food hydroponic. And I can't build those storage racks. When I go to change something, I have to do this all over again. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. What I can do is the storage racks. I've got those, so let's do that because those are the simple ones. I don't have to unpack that, do I? I could take my mod out too. Buried store rack copy. Well, we'll try it two different ways. The only difference is the materials used. That's the only difference in the change. Can you build that storage rack in that little printer? I have no idea. Can I just run? I can run mods test. I just can't run the game save. So all we gotta do is hook up. There's a mod getting affected somewhere. You can fling that thing, and it will kind of go sideways out of your way. There are always tricks to things in life, like sidestepping, you know? hell's that? Storage pallet? Aluminium. Oh, those pallets, they didn't show up before. That's not the storage rack. What the hell is that now? Oh, I've never seen them before. And I saw that in the game and I was wondering where they went. I want those because you can make that forklift. That's not the little storage racks that we're trying to look for. That's something new that wasn't in there before. What the hell? I've never seen this. I wonder if I can disassemble that. No, it's glued to that. What is this? You know when you put stuff in there like that and they're out loose, that shit bounces all over the place. This is kind of neat though. Oh, when you change those resource cables around, it'll run it in the other direction. Yeah, but am I gonna move that stuff all the way over to here? I gotta do something. Well, let me think. Wait, what did I do? My resource mod's not in there. Oh, barrel storage racks is in there, but they're not showing up. Pallets. Was that on that list? Pallet. Pallet cage. Huh. You can't build these things. There's some things you can't build in that bigger printer. Can't build that, can you? Those are huge. That still won't let me build that. It won't let me build that. Won't let me build that. There's the storage rack. There's the medium one. Now see, that medium one's the one we got the problem with. Oh, add-on storage palette type. That's an add-on. It's not showing the other stuff that's on there. That went flying. Where's those pallets? Oh yeah, there's the other stuff that's on those pallets. Now, if we pick this up, let's see what happens here. I actually have... So if I build up this platform and a floor. I think it's this one. We don't use this empty one. We use this one right here. Now on these tables again, you can build them up to three or four different layers. That'll sink it all the way into the ground. And then the other part is the floor. And it's gonna make a liar out of me. Shit. It might have to be... That won't go on there either. Fuck it, I don't know. No, we're gonna see if we can install this. It says assemble, but when I tried to assemble this once, I went down to the ground and the medium one went down into the ground. See, this one's not doing it. So I can assemble it there. See if I can assemble it on top of this unit here. It's crooked, but it assembles. Now we'll grab the large one because we know that one didn't have any issues. See, I can slam it to the ground, nothing happens. This guy's a different story. You gotta be careful. I don't like it anyway. See if it... see, it's not glitching into the ground. But still, when you grab this stuff, don't let it hit the ground. just plant it in there, you know? So the storage racks are coming up there. Those other things did not show up in the printer. I want... Oh, those storage racks won't fit in that, that's for sure. And they don't show up here. Now I want to find... There's the greenhouse. I want to see if that stuff's in the other printer. Oh, I don't want to do that. Oh, there's no game save. I'm not in, whatchamacallit. I gotta call it quits because I have to get up in the morning. I'll just have to deal with this later. But I feel like I've made really good progress, you know? What the fuck? Must have signed out with the F key or something. Oh, the pallets are there. Those ones... Oh, there's the storage racks. Oh, they're in this time. But my mod's not in there. These must have got added or something. So there's an issue there with the storage racks and the mods. I can see that they're going to load in, so we can figure that out. We can do it. We can do it, you know what I'm saying?